What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Realistic Career Mode. This is episode number 5. We're starting today's of stuff on the back of our loss to Chelsea. Tough run of form for Everton, and it just gets tougher, As the January window is about to open, we see we're about to possibly lose 8 players on free transfers, and some good players as well. Some good first team players here. Obviously we know that Coleman's going to go to Celtic imminently, but Decore, who's played quite a few times this season, and Andros Townsend on the wing as well, also possibly leaving on a free. Yerry Mina, the Colombian as well, and also Tom Davis. Now, the only player I decided to give a contract to was Tom Davis, and you might think, why? He's not been a regular starter for you this season, but the reason was quite simple. As we know, we are doing this career mode quite realistically. Tom Davis came through the Everton Academy, and one of the crucial elements of that means that he is a homegrown player. That's right, and whilst in FIFA career mode, there's no such regulations, in real life, homegrown players are very, very vital, especially if you get into a European competition. Homegrown players trained in the nation, but also homegrown players that are trained by the club are absolute gems and really, really important. So if we have ambitions of one day taking Everton back into the Europa League, then no doubt about it, we need as many Everton Academy graduates in this team. Tom Davis is one, and he's a decent squad player. Doesn't complain, doesn't need to get much game time, and off the bench, he's a decent passer of the ball. I always say Tom Davis is a very average player, He's very, very average, does the simple things pretty well. But, he won't do much for us in all the years he'll be here. But an extra 2 years for Tom Davis, mainly for the homegrown ruling. Anyway, for the first game of today's episode, talking of homegrown players, where I'll discuss a little bit more in the upcoming episode here, we took on Brighton at Goodison on the back of a really poor run of form. 3 defeats on the trot for the Toffees, while taking on De Zerbi's Brighton. For his first goal for Everton, it was always going to come against him, wasn't it? Yep, Neil Maupay moving to the Toffees for, I think, £20 million in the summer this window. I've got to say, I thought that was a really, really bad move from Everton. I don't think his goal-to-game ratio justifies that. But even so, Maupay hadn't scored a goal for me all season long. How does he get his first? Or I should say, who does he get his first against? Obviously, it comes against his former team, Brighton. He gives us the lead. Brighton did try and respond in the second half in quite an uneventful game, to be fair. Thankfully, Pickford on his game, turning that shot behind for a corner, and then late on we would get the dagger. Alex Iwobi running through one-on-one, and the former gunner converts to make it 2. So yep, our loss streak ended at 3. Massively needed that, because our next 2 games, Liverpool away and Manchester City, last year's top 2. So chances of getting any points in these upcoming 2 games very poor. If we weren't to win that game, we could possibly have no wins in 6. We had to win that one to release some pressure, which we did. So following game, I think our penultimate game before the January window opens, Liverpool away, Anfield, Merseyside derby, hot-tempered affair here away at Anfield. Now, we got a point against them earlier on in the season at Goodison in a 2-2 draw, but that was at home. This is away from home, and obviously back then we had Danjuma. We don't have Danjuma anymore. Liverpool, in the end, started this game off with intensity and got the opener. Yep, it was Arthur who got the opening goal, making it 1-0. And to be honest, this is one of those games where it was just a case of how many more goals are they going to score. Pickford had made a couple of good saves for me. You can see his reaction really said it all game long. This guy had so much to deal with. My defence was absolutely shambolic. I was constantly trying to pass out from the back and giving the ball away cheaply. And later on in the game, Darwin Núñez, the Uruguayan, would wrap it up. 2-0 Liverpool, and that was how the game finished. If I'm being honest here, it probably should have been 4 or 5-0. I got dominated. Not being for Pickford between the sticks, I would have lost by a lot more goals. So, yeah, Merseyside derby, first one at Anfield in my career, ends in a whimper, a 2-0 loss there. But to be fair, about what I expected. Yeah, it's been a poor run of form for the Toffees. We got a bit of respite in the win against Brighton, but a big loss there. So following that, as you can see, Danjuma comes to me and says, "Boss, I've got to be honest with you, me not getting games is starting to damage my career. I want to get away and make a fresh start somewhere else. Please let me move." And I was like, okay. I was trying to do so anyway. But yeah, Danjuma, he's going to go, hopefully, in this January window to Spurs. If I can't sell him there, or swap him there, I should say, then obviously I will release him, as promised. Seamus Coleman's move goes through. He is off to Celtic. He's got his dream move to his boyhood club. As you can see, a bid here for Aaron Gordon, second one after Real Betis put a bid in. And again, I'm going to keep him here until I can get him to Newcastle United. If I can't sell him there, I'll try and swap him there, because as we know, Aaron Gordon is probably going to move to the Magpies for £40 million. That's a big amount of money for Aaron Gordon. Connor Cody, though, he's been recalled by Wolves. I'm okay with that as well. Cody has not played that much for me this season. In the games he has played, he's been alright, but to be honest here, defensively, he's not been the difference between us keeping clean sheets and winning or getting points. He's been basically as good or as bad as everyone else, depending on whether you're a pessimist or an optimist. Yeah, Cody, Mina, Keane, Tarkowski, Holgate, Godfrey, right? All of them. Like, I can't split them, and not for a good reason, but because they've all been painstakingly average. I've not felt with any of my centre halves like one has been the best of the lot. I would probably say when James Tarkowski's in the back line, I do feel a little bit more secure. Maybe that's just because he's the only centre half that's 80 overall plus. Ben Godfrey has probably got the most potential out of the lot, but if I'm being totally honest here, none of them have really convinced me that they're that good anyway. So, yeah, at the moment, Cody going back to Wolves, that's alright with me. And that's why, for the sake of Yerry Mina, I haven't offered a new contract. I'm totally fine letting the Colombian go either in this window or at the end of the season, even though he is 78 rated. So, yeah, you would have seen as well, I tried to swap Danjuma to Spurs once again for the second time. Once again, Conte said no, which is so frustrating because, like, why let's be honest, why would they turn down that deal? Japhet Tanganga for Danjuma. And we're not talking about Danjuma on a loan deal like in real life. We're not talking permanently. That's a crazy good deal for Spurs. Unfortunately, they turned it down. They wouldn't even let me take their fourth choice goalkeeper in the summer, So it looks quite likely they're going to have to release Danjuma, unfortunately, as I can't seem to swap him there. But yeah, anyway, following game was Manchester City at home. First game of January 2023, New Year's Day. And yeah, unfortunately, it's been a tough run of form for Everton, the toughest run of form of the season. I felt confident it would continue against the champions, and it would. I did have a golden chance to level it in the second half through Michaelenko. It fell to the wrong man, really. The Ukrainian had tons of space at the near post. I didn't realise it, and Edison turned the first shot behind for a corner, first time shot behind for a corner, and there were 15 minutes to go. This kind of summed it up, really. Cut back across the face of the goal. Dominic Calvert-Lewin back in the team for the first time since injury. Misses an open goal. Hits the post, it deflects behind for a corner, and then we score from that corner. He misses an open goal, and then out jumps two Man City players to head in a corner. Unfortunately, whilst DCL back in the team gets back on the score sheet, it was Erling Haaland that won the individual battle between the two, as Man City won it by 2-1. So another loss, and it's now 5 defeats in 6 games for Everton. Yet we are sliding down the table. And Brentford, as you'll see in a moment's time, they are catching up quickly. So we had previously had quite a bit of separation between the bottom three. Now, I think it's 2 points. So, yeah, we might be in 14th place. But let me tell you right now, we are only just above the drop zone in terms of points. Shocking run of form. 5 defeats in 6. The January window's here. You see the Ducore is going to go to Newcastle on a free transfer for next season. Andy Lonergan is going to lead the club as well. Thought he'd retired by now, to be honest. But even so, yeah, I'm sitting here thinking, should we blow it up? Should we blow it up in January? Because at the moment, I've got to say, there aren't many players that are convincing me of their long-term future here. I'd say only one at the moment is, and that's the guy that scores our first goal in our final game today. Amadou Onana, the Belgian, new signing for the season. Of course, we take on Hull City away in the northeast of England for the FA Cup third round, taking on the Tigers here. Heading into this game, Everton knocked out in the FA Cup third round this year, but that was a much tougher test away at Old Trafford against Manchester United. We, being the Premier League side, had to win this game. A cup set here, and I would definitely be fearing my sack, no doubt about it, after 5 defeats in 6. So the first half, really important. Needed to get off to a good start. Picked a really strong line for the game, taking no chance whatsoever, and we got a 2-goal lead heading to the break. Yeah, Amadou Onana with the first, Neil Maupay with his second of the season, making it 2, and he should have got a brace as well. In stoppage time in the first half, hit the woodwork, and Hull would survive. Really, though, this is the game that I needed, taking on a Football League side, FA Cup, distraction from the league. I talk about it a lot. When a team is struggling in the league, a cup run can also be a really welcome distraction and a nice one for the team to try and, again, take their minds off their poor league form. Maybe that's what the FA Cup can be for us. We were knocked out of the League Cup in the first round against Fulham earlier on in the season. We advanced in the FA Cup to the fourth round and we stopped the rot. But even so, just 2 wins in 7 in all competitions for the Toffees. But we have made it through to the FA Cup fourth round again. That distraction could be crucial after a really poor run of form in the league. Regardless, after the captain got his dream move to Celtic 6 months earlier than I would have liked, but even so, that's raised our budget up to 14.5 mil. We know that Doucouré and Lonergan are going to leave on a free transfer come the end of the season, but for now, this is our side with 14.5 mil. I'll do my best to sell Anthony Gordon, not Aaron Gordon, Anthony Gordon to Newcastle in this window, if I can. If not, I'll try and swap him for the realism. But the question is, with this squad here, what do I do? I mean, seriously, what do I do? Can I do really anything with 14.5 mil? Do we blow it up, or do we trust this team will keep us up? Well, after just 1 win in our last 6 Premier League games, we are only 2 points off the bottom 3. It's looking a little bit worrying. But that will end this episode of the Realistic Career Mode, guys. Big thank you for watching. Really hope you have enjoyed. If you have, then please drop a like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you for the next episode of the Realistic Career Mode very soon.